Welcome to the video series of Chess with the Chess course. The lesson for now is decoy. So what is decoying tactic in chess? Well, it's like you have a piece on a particular square and you want to drive it away from that square to one another square of your choice, that is decoy. By decoying tactic, you will be able to gain advantage. So let us examine few illustrative examples to understand this tactic. This position is from the game between Chevre and Wirthenson, played at St. Gallen in the year 1971. And as can be seen, black is exerting tremendous pressure, is threatening, like knight is controlling this e2 square, queen is there. Of course, white has just moved his bishop to e2 and threatening queen. Black would also like to play here in this position rook c1 check, and that would lead to mate because king does not have an outlet on e2. But the piece that is preventing the x to fall is queen on a3. Imagine if the white queen is not there on a3, black will be able to declare checkmate with rook c1. So there comes the idea of decoying the queen from its current location. It's standing on a3. We doesn't want him on a3 and we want him to go to another square, and that square is a5. So what has now black done? He has offered his queen. Okay, at the same time he is now threatening queen captures d2 check and mate. So here like white has run out of option. For example, queen captures a5 allows black to deliver checkmate with rook c1. And in case if white does not capture and say he takes his queen to safety with queen e3, then in that case the result is the same, rook c1 is checkmate. So this is decoying tactic wherein you try to push away a piece from its current location to a specific square of your choice. Continuing our examples, the second one is a beautiful example played between Steen and Smyslov. So here in this position we see that like white is threatening bishop captures c6, but is not in a position to effect this capture for the simple reason that black has pinned this bishop. It's an absolute pin. So here comes the idea of decoying the rook on g8. White plays rook to h8, offering his rook free. And now what he does, he also in fact pins this rook here. So here black has no choice. For example, in this position, if it like plays rook captures h8, then comes bishop into c6, there is an unpin. And now we also see further loss of material for black as the knight on d7 comes under pin and black is not able to bring any defense to it. So here for the move rook h8, it is not possible for black to capture the rook. So he tries playing rc g6, takes away the rook from c6 to g6. In fact, like he's offering his free. His plan is to give the rook on g6 and then capture the rook on h8. White goes ahead with the plan. He plays f into g6. There follows rook into h8. As of now, everything is equal. But then the unpinning allows white to play bishop to c6. The same result. Knight is now pinned. It is attacked twice with rook on d1, and black is not in a position to bring further defense to this, and he resigned. Next example is from the game between Estrada and Gligorich, and here in this position we can see that white king is in danger. Only thing is line needs to be opened. Here the knight of white on d6 has created a very good blockade with support of pawn on e5 and of course queen on d5. But here, like with the first and exchange sacrifice, rook captures d6, queen captures d6, and now rook d8, offering the queen. So here if white captures the queen, there follows rook d1 check and mate in support of the bishop on a4. And here for example, after rook into d6, say if he plays, instead of capturing with the queen, he captures e into d6. Well then, queen gets an entry. The file is open for him. There follows queen e1 check. Only move for white is queen d1 and result is same. Queen captures d1 check and mate. We now move ahead with the next example. It's the game between Lazarevich and Jovanovic played at Belgrade in 1971. And here it appears that white pawn on e7 is circled by black. It is going to fall. Imagine if like queen is not there on f7 square, then definitely white can play rook captures g8 check. He can exchange this rook here and then he can easily promote this pawn here. So comes the idea of a queen sacrifice, queen f6 check, fantastic. Queen into f6 allows, rook into g8 check, king into g8. Now e8 equals queen check, and then we find here queen to f8 and white picks up the rook on d7. Let us also examine one more variation. What if he plays rook g7 instead of the text move queen g7? Well, in that case, white here simply exchanges, queen captures f7, and you know, like after rook captures f7, new queen appears on the board with mate to follow. So for example, rook f8 and queen captures f8, check and mate. We conclude the learning of this chapter with a position from Gertel-Schippel played in 1957. We see black king in a very bad position on f8, and here like white's pieces are in commanding position. Here white is aiming is queen to e7 but is sufficiently guarded by queen on b4. So here like queen wants to make an inroads. Supposing if he gets entry on d8, then it is check and mate, but knight is preventing that. How to decoy the knight? So there comes the idea of rook c8 check. Here it is forced for black to play rook into c8. We have already seen that knight into c8 allows mate in 1 with queen d8. So white goes in for rook captures c8. Now white just exchanges rook captures c8. This forces black to play knight captures c8. He does not have any other alternative, and we see checkmate coming from d8. I hope these 5 examples have helped you in understanding the decoying tactic, and we shall now have a look at the test solutions in the next session. So what I suggest is start with part 1 of solving this, and of course, as again, if you are not able to understand any positions, just go through this video again and understand how this decoying tactics works, and definitely you will be able to solve the test positions. I will be back with part 1 of test positions on decoy. Bye for now.